Sophia and Mark had been together for 6 years, living under the same roof in a cozy apartment lined with shared memories. From the outside, they looked perfectly content, always together at dinners, shopping, and occasional family gatherings. Friends admired their bond, often telling newcomers, "Those two really get each other." But lately, Sophia noticed a quiet gap spreading between them. They shared a bed but slept facing opposite walls. Their conversations had dwindled to discussions about groceries, bills, and schedules. She laughed at Mark's jokes, but they didn't tickle her heart the same way anymore. One rainy evening, Sophia sat at the kitchen table, scrolling distractedly through her phone. Mark entered, soaked from the downpour, mumbling about a tough day at work. She offered him a towel, and he draped it over his shoulders, sighing heavily. They made eye contact for a brief moment. It dissolved as quickly as it appeared, both averting their gazes as if any depth might crack the fragile peace, keeping them together. Days passed in the same rhythm. Sophia yearned for vulnerability, for the shared warmth of old. She left notes in his lunchbox, little messages recalling their inside jokes. Mark smiled when he found them, but the smile faded before he got home, where silence awaited like an old, cold coat. One night, as thunder rumbled, Sophia found herself staring at their old photo albums. Mark passed by, pausing. "Remember this day?" she asked softly, her finger on a picture of them laughing under fireworks. He hesitated, then sat beside her. "I do," he replied. His voice trembled. She heard a hint of longing. "Do you think we've changed?" she ventured, barely louder than the rain. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he whispered, "Sometimes I feel like I'm losing you even as I hold your hand." Sophia's breath caught. "Me too." The three words hung in the air, raw and heavy. For the first time in months, they looked at each other, not just with their eyes, but with everything they'd been holding back. Tears welled up as they confessed their loneliness, their fears of drifting apart, and the exhaustion of pretending all was well. It was painful, but it was real. In that moment, the vast silence between them cracked, making room for honesty and hope. A spark flickered as they decided to try again, not by going back to what they were, but by slowly rediscovering each other. Each day after, they carved out time for simple, authentic moments. Not every day felt miraculous, and some silences lingered. But little by little, the emotional distance shrank. They learned that feeling lonely together could be the first step toward finding connection again.